Hey everybody, welcome back to the porch party. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of maintenance on this guitar. I used it last night at a gig. It's kind of a cool one. It's by Xaviere. It's from Guitar Fetish. I picked this up maybe a year and a half ago, and I really like it. It's got these kind of G-tron pickups on it, hardtail bridge. No tone control, just a volume and this tone selector switch. But I get some really great tones out of this thing. You can see it's all filthy and slimy. So what I'm going to do, broke a string last night. I tend to break strings on this a lot. I play it harder as the night goes on. We need a little bit more emphasis, and it seems like eventually the strings just explode. So I'm going to be putting on some regular Slinkies. These are the strings that I usually use. I like Diodarios as well. These are 10s. And so we're going to do a quick string change here. Yeah, I really like this guitar. I'm mostly let me see, I dropped something here. Nope. I'm mostly a single coil player, but these are humbuckers. It's usually, as far as for sound, I'm getting a little bit more grit. It's a little bit more power, and it's a little easier to get into those crunchy tones than with the single coils. But I do like a really good clean sound too, so you can get that with this. I do want to bring up this pickup a little bit, get a little closer to the strings. I notice a volume difference between low and between the treble and bass pickup, or the neck pickup. So I'm going to work on that. So, all right, well, here we go. These are locking tuners that I added. I think I bought them also from Guitar Fetish. I think I've only played this guitar at maybe a few gigs since the last change. What I do is I keep a record on my phone of all of the string changes that I do, and that way I know which guitars are overdue. This one typically goes out in concert, and that's a bad thing. You want to kind of change them on a regular basis so you don't have to have any kind of slowdown on stage. You want to be able to, okay, there we go. You want to be able to have the show go on. Now what I like to do is line up the holes so that they're kind of this way. I don't know if you could see that. So they're kind of in the perpendicular to, and then I can unwind it. Because when I go to put this new string in, I like to be able to find the hole, and sometimes that's the easiest way for me to do it. So there we go. So once I get those all cut off, what I like to do is cut these right about here. That way you don't have to pull all these bent ends through the hole and possibly scratch the guitar. This is a great time to clean the guitar too, because no strings on it. You can get into all the spots that need strings. Or all the spots that have strings. Let's see, here we go. Strings in normally in the way. Also like to have a garbage can real close by. Let Look at these frets. So last time I had this out, I believe I did a little bit of a fret polish on it, but you can see some of the spots are getting a little worn down, but that's okay. Today it's just a string change. I have an hour before I have to be out the door. So I want to make sure that we're up and running and cleaned up. Okay, so let's just give this a quick little wipe down. Disgusting. Disgusting. Oh yeah, it's got some sweat on it. Yeah, we played a fun gig last night at what's a place called the Dancing Dog in Alexandria Bay. We're kind of a house band on Friday nights. And then we'll be back again tonight as a different band in the same place. But this afternoon we're going to be playing at a place for a corn roast, which is kind of fun. So it's a picnic. And just giving this kind of a general clean. It's not a real super heavy duty polish. Just trying to get the goo off of it. And I like to kind of, nah, you know what? This is, for the maple boards, usually I don't like to get a lot of, you don't want to put lemon juice on that. Just trying to get it a little better than it was. Okay, so strings. Yeah, I believe I tightened these last time. Yeah, they're pretty good. Okay. Cool thing about Slinkies is they come individually packaged. I like that. If you get Diodarios, they're awesome strings. They're a little cheaper. Let's see how many of these I can. I usually try to get all the wound ones in first. Diodarios, they're a little bit cheaper, but they do put a couple of strings in each pack. It's not a problem, I mean, but what I like to do sometimes is in a pinch, I have a couple of previously opened packs, and I like to take one string out at a time if I blow one string, so I'll have a set. Right now I have 2 sets of Slinky strings. Yeah, that's a, so I have 2 sets of Slinky strings that are incomplete, just from weird breaks. I'm not like, I think most people, when they break a string, they're going to break one of the small ones, like an E string, high E string, or the B string goes a lot, or G string, because you're bending it all the time. I tend to break the low strings because I'm really chunking into some of that. I'm not as big a lead player as I am rhythm player. I'm mostly a singer. I like to say I'm not a musician, I'm an actor. Okay, so pull that up tight. I'm gonna go down here, I'm gonna put a little kink in it, and I'm gonna lock it down, but you don't need to lock, or you don't need locking strings. They're really handy if you have to change something. First one I go over the top of the other string, next one goes underneath it. And then once it's over the top, I like to pull up. Although I did see a really good video. I'm gonna just plug this in. Saw a really good video at Stu Mac where the guy just bent the string. I'll lock these down. He just bent the string back and forth and snapped it off without any tool to cut it. So I'm going over the top for the first line. I usually want 3 winds, but because I've got the locking, I can do it a little faster. See if I can break my winder. These are great. Saw they were on sale at Sweetwater recently. Definitely worth the price. I would definitely buy it again. Can't tightening it down, kinking, going up. Whoops, don't want to go up yet, but we'll remedy that. Here we go. Over the top. Next one underneath. There we go. That was a little short. Okay, so we got those in. Go for the G string. Insert joke here. Okay. This is a fun guitar to play. You'd think that you would need a tone knob, but for the most part, all my guitars, I hate to admit this, but I basically keep the tone knob all the way up. The only difference is any of my like hollow body or semi-hollow body guitars, I tend to kind of find the sweet spot, or you know, if I want that Clapton tone, sometimes I'll darken it up a bit, but don't really use the tone knob that much anyway. There we go, locking that, kinking it, and let's wind it over the top. Getting around all this stuff here. Over the top. Down below. And like I said, I like to have about 3 winds. It's probably good. I'm going to stretch the strings, but I don't recommend going all the way. I'm a big fan of B.B. King, and a rumor was that he would wrap the entire string around the end of his around the tuner, whatever, around the tuner. That just seems like crazy talk, but he was the master. I think I just tightened it up. Let's see, tighten lefty loosey. Alright. The smaller strings I like to wrap around a couple times, make sure it gets in there good. Over the top. Pull up on it. I'm going over the bottom. Now you can't see this. I've also got a string tree here that is loose. I need to work on that. Because the screw doesn't quite fit the hole, so I gotta, unfortunately it's all bunged up, can't get that screw out of the hole, so I'm gonna have to deal with it being loose. Last string's E string. Pull it tight, just so that we have all of it in through the hole. We've done this before. And Xaviere guitars through Guitar Fetish are really inexpensive guitars, but what I like is that you can work on them and not feel like you're gonna, you know, wreck your favorite Fender or Gibson or PRS, whatever. There we go. Beautiful music. There we go, E. I just get it close. The reason I only get it close is right now we're going to be we're going to be stretching the strings anyway. Something's hitting. Aha. You go under there. Underwear. Just made you say underwear. Okay, we're in the ballpark. For stretching strings, I usually put my hand here and just give it a little tug, 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 tug. Let's see if we break a string. Tug, tug. Just enough to pull up any slack that might be here and also tighten up anything that might be back here behind the nut. That E is right on. Riveting stuff here. Very good. All right, we're going to clip these. I know I had my clippers here a second ago. Where'd I put them? Aha! Of course, out of view. These are just some cheap clippers I got from Harbor Freight. The handles fell off. The whole thing kind of fell apart, but the clipping still works, so I still use it. I bought, these were cheap, so I think I bought 4 of these, put one in each guitar case for my gig bags. And bought a little thing at a dollar store that would hold them. It's just a little, let me see if I've got one here I could show you. I bought these little coin purses. This is nice. It's got a zipper on it. Keep guitar picks in there. What I've got, here's a set of Diodarios. Got a winder. And one of these clippers. This is a clipper from Harbor Freight. I think I paid $2 or $3 for it. Jim Dunlop winder, and it's got a pin puller for acoustic. So yeah, worst comes to worst, I've always got my emergency kit. Did a winery one day where I only could bring one guitar in. I broke 2 or 3 strings. I think it was 3 strings on one song. Like I broke a string, kept playing. Broke another string, kept playing. And then like there's strings hanging off the guitar, but we kept going. And the crowd was really getting into it. We were laughing. We were just like getting so earnest in our faces. And finally got to the end of the song, and I had to go, because my other guitar was way out in the car. It was pouring rain that day. I remember it was just fun. So you want to make sure you have your kit with you. Anyway, so that's how we string up a guitar, electric guitar for a gig. Other things you can do when you're doing this, polishing the frets is good. Cleaning the fretboard is important. You may want to wipe some of the sweat and goo off the back of the guitar and sides. Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. So if you have any questions, suggestions, certainly there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. I'm sure you've probably done it a different way. This is the way I do it, and hope you enjoyed that. Have a great day.